Most people do not fail because their dreams are impossible. They fail because their routine is weak. They want a better life, but they do not want better habits. They want confidence, but they avoid practice. They want success, but they disappear when discipline becomes boring. The truth is simple. One focused hour every day can do what years of wishing can never do. 1 hour may look small. It may feel useless in the beginning. Nobody may clap for you. Nobody may notice your effort. But slowly, silently, that 1 hour begins to change your mind, your words, your habits, and finally your destiny. My name is Xylos, and this is the story of a poor cleaner who had nothing but tired hands, a silent dream, and 1 quiet hour every day, an hour that slowly changed his entire life. In a busy coastal city of Portugal, there lived a poor cleaner named Lucas. His story is not about luck. It is not about a miracle. It is about consistency. And if you listen carefully, this story may also help you improve your English listening, understanding, and motivation. Lucas was 29 years old, but life had already made him look much older. Every night, while most people slept peacefully in warm rooms, Lucas cleaned the floors of a large train station near the city center. The station was always crowded during the day. Businessmen ran with coffee cups in their hands. Tourists pulled heavy suitcases across the platforms. Students laughed loudly while waiting for trains. But after midnight, the same station became quiet, cold, and lonely. That was when Lucas started his work. He picked up empty bottles, old newspapers, food wrappers, and broken tickets. He washed dirty floors. He cleaned benches where people had slept. His uniform was faded, his shoes were old, and his hands were rough from chemicals and cold water. Every morning, when his shift ended, he walked back to his small rented room through narrow streets. The city was waking up, but Lucas felt like his life was going nowhere. He worked hard, but nothing changed. Some people looked at him like he was invisible. Some treated him like he had no dreams. Sometimes young men made jokes when they saw him cleaning. Sometimes rich travelers dropped trash in front of him without even saying sorry. Lucas never answered. He simply lowered his eyes and continued working. But inside, he was breaking. One winter night, heavy rain was falling outside the station. The platforms were almost empty. Lucas was cleaning near a small bookstore inside the station when he saw an old woman trying to lift a heavy box of books. Her name was Elena. She owned the little bookstore. She was nearly 70 years old, with silver hair, soft eyes, and a calm voice. Lucas quickly helped her carry the box inside. "Thank you," Elena said gently. "You work here every night, don't you?" Lucas nodded. "Yes, madam. Every night." "You look tired," she said. Lucas smiled sadly. "Tired people are common in this world." Elena looked at him for a moment and asked, "Do you read?" Lucas gave a small laugh. "Read? I barely survive. Books are for people with time." Elena did not smile. She looked directly into his eyes and said, "No, Lucas. Books are for people who want their mind to escape before their life does." Those words stayed with him. Before Lucas left, Elena took a small, used book from the shelf and gave it to him. It was old, with a blue cover and yellow pages. Lucas shook his head. "I cannot pay for this," Elena said. "Then pay with consistency. Read for 1 quiet hour every day, not 3 hours. Not the whole book in one night. Just 1 honest hour." Lucas looked confused. "How can 1 hour change anything?" Elena smiled softly. "A train does not reach another country in 1 jump. It moves station by station. A life also changes step by step." That morning, Lucas carried the book home. He was exhausted. His back hurt. His eyes burned from lack of sleep. But before lying down, he opened the first page. The first sentence said, "A poor routine can destroy a rich dream." Lucas stopped reading. That sentence felt like someone had spoken directly to his heart. For years, he had blamed life, people, money, and bad luck. But for the first time, he asked himself a painful question. What do I do every day that can actually change my future? The answer was almost nothing. He worked, he slept, he complained silently, he worried, then he repeated the same life again. So that day, Lucas made a promise to himself. 1 quiet hour daily. At first it was very difficult. His English was weak. He read slowly. Some words confused him. Sometimes he had to read the same paragraph again and again. Some days he was so tired that the book almost fell from his hands. But he did not stop. Every morning after work, before sleeping, Lucas gave 1 hour to his future. He read books. He learned simple English sentences. He wrote new words in a small notebook. He listened to English audio on an old phone. He practiced speaking quietly in his room, even when nobody was listening. At the station, people started noticing him. One cleaner laughed and said, "Lucas thinks he will become a businessman now." Another said, "Books will not clean your room or pay your rent." Some workers mocked his notebook. Some called him crazy. But Lucas stayed silent. Because slowly he was understanding something important. People who waste their own time often make fun of people who protect theirs. Months passed. Lucas did not become successful immediately. His salary did not suddenly increase. Nobody came to rescue him. But something deeper started changing. His mind became calmer. He stopped reacting angrily. He started speaking more respectfully. He started saving a small amount of money every week. He learned how to plan his day. He learned how to control his emotions. He learned how to speak to people with confidence. One day, a tourist from Canada lost her wallet at the station. She was panicking because her train was leaving soon. Lucas helped her search carefully. Because he had practiced English daily, he was able to speak with her clearly. "Please don't worry," he said. "We will check the waiting area first." After 10 minutes, Lucas found the wallet under a bench. The woman was deeply thankful. "Your English is very good," she said. Lucas smiled. Nobody had ever said that to him before. That small compliment gave him more energy than money. After that day, he practiced even harder. 1 year passed. Lucas became known at the station as the cleaner who spoke kindly, helped travelers, and solved problems calmly. Elena, the bookstore owner, often talked to him about books, business, and life. One morning, she said, "Lucas, you don't think like a helpless man anymore." Lucas replied, "Because I stopped feeding my helpless thoughts." Elena smiled. "Then maybe it is time to use what you have learned." With her guidance, Lucas started a small service near the station on his free afternoons. He helped tourists understand train routes, translate basic signs, and find local places. At first, only a few people came. Then more travelers started asking for him. He did not leave his cleaning job immediately. He was careful. He saved money. He improved slowly. Every day, the same 1-hour habit continued. He studied customer service. He studied communication. He studied basic business. He studied English. He studied people. 2 years later, Lucas opened a small information and coffee kiosk near the station. It was simple, clean, and friendly. Travelers could buy coffee, ask for directions, charge their phones, and get help in English. Some people who once laughed at him now stood in line at his kiosk. But Lucas never became arrogant. He remembered the cold floors. He remembered the insults. He remembered the nights when nobody saw his struggle. He remembered the old book that started everything. One evening, while closing his kiosk, Lucas saw a young cleaner sitting alone near the platform. The boy looked tired and hopeless, just like Lucas once looked. Lucas walked over and offered him a cup of coffee. "What is your name?" Lucas asked. "Marco," the boy said quietly. "You look worried." Marco sighed. "I feel stuck. I work every day, but my life is not moving." Lucas looked at the empty platform and smiled gently. "I know that feeling," he said. "Tell me honestly, how much time do you give daily to the person you want to become?" Marco stayed silent. Lucas continued. "Most people give hours to fear, hours to scrolling, hours to complaining, but not even one focused hour to their future." Then Lucas went inside his kiosk and returned with a book. It had a blue cover and old yellow pages. It was the same book Elena had given him years ago. Lucas handed it to Marco. "Read for 1 quiet hour daily," he said. "Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect time. Start tired. Start small. Start today." Marco looked at the book and asked, "Can 1 hour really change a life?" Lucas looked across the station, where lights reflected on the clean floor he had once washed every night. Then he said, "1 hour daily will not change your life in 1 day, but it will change the person who is living your life. And when that person changes, everything changes." The station was silent. Outside, the rain had stopped. A train slowly arrived from another city, carrying people, dreams, and stories. Lucas watched Marco hold the book carefully, and in that moment, he understood the greatest lesson of his life. Your future is not built in one emotional decision. It is built in the small promises you keep when nobody is watching. It is built when you study after a long day. It is built when you practice even with weak skills. It is built when you continue after people laugh. It is built when you choose discipline over excuses. Success does not always begin with money, talent, or perfect opportunity. Sometimes it begins with 1 quiet hour, 1 tired person, 1 small book, and 1 decision not to quit. So if you feel stuck today, remember, Lucas, you do not need to change your whole life tonight. Just give 1 honest hour to your future. 1 hour to learn, 1 hour to practice, 1 hour to improve, 1 hour to become stronger than your excuses. Because small actions, repeated daily, can quietly defeat years of failure. And maybe, years from now, you will look back and realize that your entire life changed because of 1 simple habit you refused to break. If this story inspired you, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and write in the comments, 1 hour daily. Share this story with someone who needs hope today, because sometimes the right lesson at the right time can change a person's life forever.